All right, hello and welcome everybody back to another stream. My name is YourSimCFI. I really appreciate all you guys stopping by. Today we'll be taking this Ryanair 737-800 from Dublin, which is MK Studios Dublin, over to, I believe, MK Studios Dusseldorf, if I'm not mistaken. It's also an MK scenery. I bought these sceneries on the marketplace. Or sorry, I bought the scenery on Contrail, and if you guys want to buy those sceneries as well on Contrail and show me some love, you can use the discount code down below. It's AF8529 for, well, AF-8529 for 10% off. It helps the channel, it helps you save some money if you wanted to buy the sceneries. So really appreciate that. We're sitting here at Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and we will hopefully have a nice stream. I've never flown out of Dublin. This is my second day of flying out of Europe, so I'm sure I'm going to miss the transition altitude of these weird altitudes, but we're going to do our best. Today, we'll be using a bunch of hardware. We have, on the bottom right corner of your screen, we have the Moza yoke, which is right there. And then on the bottom left hand, let me show this for the vertical streams as well. We're doing vertical streaming and horizontal streaming. So on your left hand side in the horizontal, you'll have the Winwing PAP3, which is the 737 autopilot panel, and then above that is the PU Air Korea PLTB, which is all our lighting, which those should be off right there. So we're doing that, and as well we will be using on the bottom left there the PU Air Korea CDU-V2, which has the 737 faceplate on it, and you can save 10% on PU Air Korea as well on anything with PU A10 YourSimCFI. So all the codes and stuff are down in the description. I want to say thank you to the channel partners who provide these codes for our channel members and channel viewers to use. They're all down there below. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday night, and I really appreciate that. We have Flight Sim Gaming flying with us as well. Flight Sim Gaming is a really good close friend of the channel. I think he's flying a 320 if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, he just had to restart due to GSX, and honestly my GSX isn't working correctly either right now, so we're just gonna have it push us back and call it a day. But we'll say hi to you guys in chat. I really appreciate all you guys stopping by in chat, and be sure to go check out Flight Sim Gaming as well. You know, go show him some love. You guys can, you know, press likes in his videos and press like and all that kind of great stuff on his channel. We got Aviation Bros. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping in. He says, hey, everyone. WX says, howdy. Lucky says, evening. Boeing, welcome, welcome, welcome. Aviation. David, welcome as well. David, I think you're still on the most comments of the year. I'm still pretty sure. So thank you for doing that. SNA, welcome as well. Flight Sim, there he is. Flight Sim Gaming. There's Lonnie's in a 321. Controllers are online, which I'm actually pretty surprised about. So with the controllers online, we're going to do some navigraphing and read some through some charts and see how we don't get yelled at. You know what? Why don't we do that now? Let's bring up Navigraph so you guys can see. The vertical guys can already see it. This one right here. I want to put this right dead center, and I'm going to forget it there, so you guys tell me in the comments when I do. But let's go and press the Dublin. Press reference. Actually, we'll press taxi. Airport briefing general. Shall ensure all times aircraft operate. Yeah. Departure clearing. Yeah. Let's go to the departure section. Departing aircraft. Mode S transponder. We'll say we have that. Set aircraft, which we should in the 7.3. Immediately prior to request pushback or... sorry. Aircraft identification, and when received, set assign mode A. Okay, so we'll turn it on. Set aircraft identification, and when received, set assign mode A. So basically, as soon as you get a transponder code, set it on. Immediately prior to request for pushback or taxi, or when advising clearance delivery that you're ready for push and start, whichever is earlier, select automatic mode, or if automatic mode is not available, select on and transponder. So we'll turn basically the transponder on. Only when approaching the holding position of the departure runway, we'll select DCAS TR. Yeah, we don't do that normal procedures anyways. Blah blah blah. Use of runways parallel when winds are... Alright, yeah, a bunch of just local stuff that we don't really need. That's pretty much it. I mean, that didn't seem too complicated. We've got some speed restrictions between holding fix and IF. That's fine. Airport, there's the departure. least it says departure on it. Oh, we need a TSAT time. Oh no, I have to deal with this in real world. I don't want to do this here. I hope they don't do this here. They don't want to have a TSAT time. All this crap. Startup and pushback sequences based on TSAT sequence. The following rules apply. Pilots should report ready to push and start. ±5 ATC clearance should be received. Yeah, we do this at the airport. I fly out of real world. So we know how to do that. In real world, our company takes care of setting up the TSAT time. So I'm not sure how we would do that in VATSIM. Startups contact delivery for ground at min 15 minutes before startup. So for clearance, we'll do that. Departure continued. CAT CD, that's us. Takeoff shall be comply with the procedure below, which is based on noise abatement, departure, climb, gain, takeoff. Thrust V2 plus 10 to 20 at 800 feet, and while maintaining a positive rate of climb, body angle is reduced. That's I've never heard it said like that. And flaps shall be retracted on schedule as aircraft accelerate towards. Okay, so at 800, usually it's 1,000. Power thrust is reduced during the flap slot retraction sequence at a point that ensures satisfactory acceleration. Yeah, it's just noise abatement stuff. No one cares about that in the sim. Data link. All right, but for the most part, I think we're other information. Pilots should advise the earliest possible their ability to accept and instruction takeoff. Can't do that. Aircrews taking off 28 left. Advise to ensure that all the correct runway before commencing takeoff run. All right, cool. I think that's enough of that stuff. Put that off. Michael says 737-24, how well does it work? Honestly, I've been doing some landings with it. Haven't been doing too many full flights, but it works pretty much just fine from what I can see. First time viewer, and I catch you on a live. Awesome. Hey, well, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you stopping by, and hopefully this is not the last time. Simple Takeoff, welcome. Thank you for stopping by as well. And Simple Takeoff is another fellow streamer. Go check out his channel, guys. He has a lot of real world aviation spotting type stuff and a lot of simulation stuff as well. He's also working on his licenses currently. So jump at the flight deck. I currently only have the battery and ground power selected. I don't think I have. Do I have any view? Oh, look at that. I'm a prepared streamer today. I got my views set up. All right, well, let's take a look at the overhead panel real quick. We're going to go up here and go to our IRS switches and select them to align. Wait for the on DC light to disappear. Align. We're not going to do any of the tests today, guys. We're going to say this is a through flight, so it's not a first flight a day. We don't got to do the stall test and all that kind of stuff. We're just going to say the airplane's flown. We're picking it up from someone else, which at this late of the day, it most likely would have been. The mirror slates can be armed as well. That's all good from this portion. No smoking, whatever that's called, can be turned on. This is all good here. I'm just gonna make sure all my lights are synced on my. It looks like they are. Okay, so I'll show you guys the PU Air Korea real quick. That's the PU Air Korea right here. So I'm gonna turn on. I don't think it completely works, but I can go steady, off, position strobe, off, steady. Pretty cool. We'll go to steady for the time being. And that's it for that. Looking at the top, window heat's all off, probe heat's off, everything is turned off. I believe that is where we want it. Forward and aft entries are still open. That's looking okay. And all of our pressurization and air conditioning for the time being is kind of set the way we want it. No need to be taking anything from our bleed air on the APU. We'll set our cruise altitude and our pressurization now. We're going up to 37,000 feet. I'll set that now. And our landing elevation, just going to grab that now because it'll just be taken care of. It's about 120 feet. Call 150 is good for me. Let's check going to manual mode. You can see we can close the outflow valve manually. Go back to auto. It should go full open, which it does. Sweet. All right, let's get to FMSing. So let me go ahead and change my camera so you guys can see the PU Air Korea FMS. There we go. I think that's as good as I can get it for today. Put on the vertical stream for you guys as well. You guys can see that. So we're going to go over to FS actions. And I'm just going to load the fuel that's required today. So I think GSX already did it, but let's just confirm with that. So we need, according to this, 16,000 pounds is our planned ramp. That has a bit of, that has 15 minutes contingency. I'm going to give us a little bit more. I'm going to give us 16,200. I don't know why this is shaking so much. There we go. Now it's rock solid. We'll return and payload. Our zero fuel weight is supposed to be 126,624. 126,624. Actually, I don't want it like that. You know what? It's actually already been loaded. So we don't have to touch that. Zero fuel weight is good. Our doors, I think GSX is done. I might as well just close these now. And we are all good with that. We'll press FMC. Add a date. Yeah, sorry about that. Position. See, I had this bug last time too, where our INS doesn't pop up with, there we go. That was weird. It doesn't pop up with the hungry boxes. It should be popping up, no? Maybe I gotta go to nav mode? I don't think I do. But you guys let me know. Oh great, my mouse is saying it's gonna run out of battery. That's gonna make things very interesting. Let's unplug it now. I think this is one of the bugs that I've encountered from it not really being supported on 2024, is this like INS stuff where it doesn't have the hungry boxes in cold and dark starts. So we might have to get a bit creative. Like there should be the hungry boxes there for me to feed, but I got nothing. I got nothing. Check your comments here. Billy, welcome. How did you get that ported over? Just copied. That's all I did. Yeah, you're not really supposed to. Like I'm already encountering this bug here. Why are you using pounds? Because I'm a pound guy. I love pounds. In the airplane I fly road, we use pounds, so I won't be bothered with kilograms. Team IRS direct to nav and Gmax from off. Might have to recycle RS. Perfect. Thanks. We'll try that out right now. We will try that out right now. Go off, wait for the lights to disappear. And you know what? Better yet, let's just do a full reset. There you go. I think that's as good as a reset you'll get. Yeah, we got the GPS coordinate. That's not the problem. The problem is it won't let me give me let me feed the hungry boxes on the FMS. There's the coordinates. I just grabbed them from here. I'll hold clear, it'll get rid of everything, and we can copy it again. But we got nothing. So I've been noticing this is a Boeing aircraft at Aviation guy. But yeah, I've noticed that this is a problem when you port over the thing. So what we're gonna do is we might have to do some sort of like, let's wait maybe a little bit longer. The ground power fires up. I know this won't work, but I'm even gonna try going on this side and trying it. Yeah, you can see no hungry boxes wants to get filled. And you shouldn't have to type anything in here at the top left. There should just be hungry boxes that appear. But honestly, the last position, 53256 to west, 148. The last position's actually correct. So maybe we'll just let it do its thing. And hopefully they align themselves. We can check on that up here, I believe. The very old style. There's a 03, so 3 minutes. We'll wait for that to kind of come online. There we go. Anyways, I hate having my mouse plugged in. We can continue on our FMS setup here, and we'll hopefully just get that to align later on. If not, we have some tricks up our sleeve that'll fix it up. So let's see if I remember how to do this request flight plan thing. I'm going to say I probably don't. EIDW. And we're going to EDDL. Oh, you know what? I think I do remember. You have to use this guy. Oh, yeah, I guess I should have did this before. I guess I'm not a real streamer. I should have done it before. Did a performance tool. Let me do this now. You guys chat amongst yourselves. What if you select the actual gate number on gate? Yeah, you can't. It doesn't matter, honestly, David. It should have the hungry boxes regardless. You can go test it in 2020. It should have it in align and it should have it in nav mode. I could try it, but it shouldn't make it. It won't make a difference. I really wanted to fly the 727 today, but on the poll, you guys wanted the 37, so we will do the 37. Just signed in, but all right. Oh, that's not good. There we go. Is it EDDF? Oh, it's the alternate. I was looking, I'm like, wait a minute. All right, that's all loaded in. Don't worry about that buggy thing going on. Let's try this now. All right, I'm just gonna type it in CRJ style. We'll call it a day. I can't be bothered to load the route automatically here. So we're gonna be 1333. Oh, I have a Wasm crash. That's what I have here, folks. A Wasm crash. All right, let's restart. Off to a great start. Yeah, this is why you do not copy airplanes over to sims that they're not meant for. Yeah, we do gotta hit up Zets. How's it going? You flying the PMDG 37? Yes, well, I'm trying to, but so far it's not working out so well for me. If it happens again, guys, we're just gonna go right to the 727. That's my new like favorite airplane in the simulator. You know what? We're already aligned. We're gonna stay with this. Let's keep it like this. Alrighty. Let's do our fuel. 16.5, something like that. And our payload was 126.6 in the zero fuel weight. Put that in there. In it. Some of the buttons aren't lined up properly, unfortunately. We'll go up here. We'll press, they're already on nav, so we don't have to do any of that. Awesome. Let's see if the requested route still not in there, so we'll just type it in manually. EIDW-EDDL. We're 1333. I'm not even going to touch that tablet. That tablet probably breaks it, so we're not even going to touch it. And we're going to entry 1 via end EQ. And then we're going to Q36. It's off to Alava. And we're going Z195. Sorry for the shaky cam, but you got the FMS in front of you. Hopefully you can see better on the actual screen there. To Malud. Alrighty, then UL95. Or 975. It's a weird airway. To the wall VOR. I wonder if they can have enough waypoints in Europe. And this is an hour and 30-minute flight. This would be like 5 waypoints in North America. This would be like 500 waypoints. There's so many. Then to M16. To Dallas. Let's go L603 to Lamzo. Getting tired here. We have a change in altitude there. We'll let ATC do that. Then PAM. And then P62. Oh, which PAM? It is the frequency. Let me check in this flight plan. PAM. Wall. PAM is 17.8. It's this one. Alrighty. Crisis averted. Then P62. Last waypoint is PISAP. Activate. Execute it. Alright. You guys tired yet? Let's get the ATIS and let's see which runway we're using today. Looks like we're going to landing runway. Takeoff is 28 left. Alright. Well, press departure arrival. Departure. 28 left. And we're taking the... let's see here. India 1 it says. This is the right friggin' weight. Yeah, Dublin. There it is. India 1. And we'll execute that. There's no transition. And we'll press departure arrival. And we're going to be doing the Paisala 1 arrival. Paisala 1 Alpha, it says. Oh, I think this is where my uh-oh. This is where my out-of-date nav data comes into play. I wonder if this can actually do it. I kind of don't want to touch this, though, now. Oh, please, I hope this still works. Yeah, okay, it still works. We're not going to touch it. I'm just going to compare the star with the waypoints that... Oh, it's pretty much just from a waypoint inbound. Okay, that's not too bad. If it gets really bad, we'll just disconnect from the network, guys. And we're doing the... we'll leave the approaches empty for the time being until we get a bit closer. We'll press route, performance. We'll request all this data. We're going to 370. I know that much. I know that it was 126.6. Our cost index for the day, it's probably going to fill it in by the time I've done it all, but it's 30. We'll load that in. We'll execute it, but I'll change some stuff. It is 30. And it is 370, not 390. 26.6 is correct. 5 point in the reserve. Check against our flight plan. It's added the alternate to that. We don't do that in the plane I fly. So we're, because the alternate and reserve are different things. Your alternate is alternate fuel. Your reserve is on top of that. So it's 2.3. But maybe the Boeings do it, so maybe we'll just leave it. I don't know how the Boeings do it. And our planned burn is 7, call it 8.0. There we go. Yeah, go away. Here, we'll do 2.5. There you go. We'll leave all this stuff blank because I can't be bothered. We'll go next page. Don't need that. N1 limit. I'm not going to use the iPad because I think it'll give me a like it'll break the sim. So I'm just going to go a D-rate run with a climb one. And it's, let's see what the weather is outside. The temperature. It's 13 degrees, so, and it's raining. We'll just trick it into thinking it's 45. We'll do a bit of a flex, not much. We'll just do a little bit. Takeoff, it'll be a flap 5. Press the CG in there. All our V suites get plugged in, and we're good to go off runway 28 left. Let's go ahead and call our clearance, and we're going to set up our MCP and all that great stuff, just so we don't hear sitting and programming stuff, and then they change it on us. So we'll call up our, we'll call up for the clearance now. Always get a notepad ready.
77 Bravo, double approach, good morning, information Juliet, clear to Heathrow, and the 1 Alpha departure out of runway to left, climb initially to flight level 90, squawk 66.
Can't understand a word the guy's saying, no offense.
Control 134, decimal 26.
I am coming to Charlotte tomorrow. Double check your yoke will move. It looked sideways when you restarted the flight. Oh, then we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we good. Thanks for that, though. Did you get Rex Atmos? No, I didn't. What's a Wasm crash? Basically, like all your systems inside of all the coding shuts down is the way I can explain it. And approach Ryanair 1333 information Foxtrot requesting IFR Dusseldorf at gate stand 206 Tango.
Good morning, Ryanair 1333, double approach, clear to Dusseldorf, and the 1 Alpha departure out of runway to left, climb initially to flight level 90, squawk 6650, airborne frequency, Shannon control 134, decimal 260.
Okay, we cleared Dusseldorf and they had in 1 departure, 28 left, up to 9,000 initially, squawking 6650 and over the Shannon 34 26, Ryanair 1333.
Ryanair 1333, feedback is correct, report when ready for pushback and start it.
Report when ready to push and start, Ryanair 1333, thanks. Alright, squawking 6650. That goes down here, if I can maneuver myself. And I read the notes. Why is this changing? Oh, why is it not changing? That's weird. Oh, is this actually like purposely done so you can't fly on VATSIM with it? Guys, I think we're done for.
Good morning,
Can I force a code through vPilot?
Heathrow, passage 6 Alpha, departure out of runway to left, climb initially to flight level 90, squawk 6634. Airborne frequency, Shannon.
Oh, that's actually just evil. Did they do this on purpose? Guys, I might have to change to the 27. We just got taken out. On the vertical stream, Sergeant, hi, welcome. Did you did a walk around? No, I didn't do a walk around. I would try to get it in the vid for yet. Yeah, that one thinks that it's a bug. Damn. Okay, yeah, we can't fly this on VATSIM, guys. You guys tell me in chat. You want me to fly off of VATSIM and continue with the 737, or do you want me to back out, grab my 727, and we'll come back and do this flight right now? I'll put a poll in the chat. You guys let me know.
Double approach, good morning, clear to Dusseldorf, and the 1 Alpha departure out of runway to left, climb initially to flight level 90, squawk 6622, airborne frequency, Shannon control 134, decimal 260.
Alright guys, the poll is up on the horizontal stream. You guys let me know. You guys let me know. Remember, if we're staying on the 737, we have to go off of VATSIM as the transponder doesn't work. But if we want 727, I can back out, reload the sim real quick, and we will be able to fly on VATSIM. I'll do a very, very quick 727 startup. You guys can time me. You'll say the word Boeing and it'll be done. While we wait for the polls to be entered, take a look at this beautiful Winwing PAP 3. Winwing is one of the partners of the channel now, and I absolutely love their stuff. You can see everything is working. It doesn't work native just yet because, again, the 737 doesn't work native itself. But any plane that works native in the sim on, PMDG in 2020, this works no problem with. That's really good quality, really good stuff. All right, we're going to end the poll there. The poll says change to the 727 as the answer. I can change it. Yeah, you want me to try? Approach says Ryanair 1333 with a question.
Ryanair 1333, pass your message.
It's well, appear that the PMDG in 24 can only squawk 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's bugged to not squawk anything else. Is there any ability to have that as our squawk code for tonight? This is such a weird...
1333, squawk 1, 2, 3, 4.
Squawk 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be turning on. You let me know if you can see us as well. Thank you so much for your assistance.
No problem.
Alright, that actually worked. That's hilarious. Let's make sure. Turn it to transponder. Mode C is said on from vPilot. Thank you, Dario, for even, you know, telling me that. David says, plus, if you stay on 727, they may be other... There probably is a lot more other bugs. Adam, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining in. What about the iFly? We could do the iFly. The thing with the iFly, what is the problem that... Oh, my P or Korea FMS doesn't work with it, but we could do the iFly for sure. Other than that, everything else should work out. Well, we're squawking. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. The transponder's on. Hopefully no one else changes it in flight because we're screwed. We're initially cleared up to 9,000 feet. We just got a message. Oh, I didn't want to do a walk around. Go back inside. Get back inside. Try .x. Oh, okay. Center just texted me a something I can try. No way that worked. Maybe it worked through vPilot. Oh, it did work. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Center just contacted me through vPilot and say try doing .x. I'll post it in chat. .x6316. That changed my squawk code in vPilot, so now they can see me. That's perfect. All right. That's really nice of them to do that for me. Let's go ahead and turn our both flight directors on. We're just going to sync those back up. Let's get our departure out here. And it's a heading of 278. Alrighty, let's take a look at our FMS. Our V2 is 141. We'll do 151 for a V2 plus 10. We can go ahead and arm the auto throttle at this point. Notice the switch stays in the up position. That's the magnetic switch that Winwing has. The magnetic dropping doesn't work just because it, again, it's only for native airplanes, and this airplane's not native to the sim just yet in 24. We'll set our course, which you don't really need, but we'll do that anyways. Another cool thing is it should work is if I go ahead and turn up. Ooh, I keep hitting that. I'm gonna not bind spacebar to that. That's so annoying. I'll go ahead and turn this off and bring my main lighting panel. Look at that. Notice the Winwing getting bright. Let me turn my... You see that? And if I turn the lights off in the airplane, it turns off. Really cool feature Winwing has going for them. Okay, guys, we had another Wasm crash. There's another crash. Click. Nothing. Alright, we're going to the 727. Let's change over. And approach, sorry, it's 1333. We're going to have to back up. We're going to reload as a 727. Too many problems, but thank you so much for your help.
1333, Roger, no problem. Bye-bye.
We tried, guys. We even got a squawk code fix. But I'm not doing a second Wasm crash, and then it's going to happen again, so... We'll just change now. We'll do a freighter. We'll do DHL because I remember the call sign from the other day was World Express. Let me go ahead and change my route really quickly. That's why we can't have nice things, right? It's call sign DHK. We're still going to be 1333, so I remember that's my number. 727. Honestly, guys, I kind of wanted to fly the 727 anyways, so... Oh, wait, someone had said the Max. I don't think I have it installed right now, though. We're just going to go with this because I'm a bit more familiar with it. Sorry, everybody who's flying with me. I tried, but the sim is yet to... doesn't like it. So anybody who asked, does it have any bugs? The answer to your question is yes, it does have bugs. I don't know where cargo parks. But 28 left is kind of over there. So maybe we'll just park over here. And call it a day. Actually, this kind of looks like a parking for a cargo. We'll park over there. Yeah, gamer, I don't have it installed right now. PMDG 700 seemed to hand fly wonky to me in 24. It worked, maybe just me. Yeah, the 37 does fly a bit weird with the turbulence, especially. I'm happy the 727 is good. The 727 is amazing. Shaq says, dude, you got to get some Blackbird controls, full size 27. I have Pro Desk Sim sending me their 27 throttles currently. Blackbird did not respond. So I have ProDesk Sim sending me their 727. I bought their 37, and they're sending me the Airbus throttles as well. We're going to go ahead and turn off the cameras, as you guys don't need cameras anymore. Go ahead and reset auto FPS as well. Might have to be a full sim. Yeah, it's gonna be a full sim restart, isn't it? It's kind of laggy. All right, Microsoft. We'll give it to you. I'm sorry, guys. This is what happens when you stream things that aren't supposed to be streamed. So appreciate you guys waiting, and if you can't wait, no worries. I understand. I wouldn't watch this either. Yeah, that guy, controller was an awesome guy. Very nice guy. Restarting the sim now. We'll get this 27 up and running very quickly though. IM says I missed the 37900. Yeah, I never owned that. I just own the 800. I don't care for. And FO Pilot Depth. I don't know if I said hi. I think I did, but if I didn't, FO Pilot Depth. Welcome. Thanks for saying hi. Another fellow streamer. Okay, so check him out. I'm gonna go turn the air conditioning on when this starts up. Good thing is 24 starts up very quickly. Guys, I even downloaded the CSS 737-500 as I wanted to test that, and that one is a laggy piece of work on 24. I really wanted to fly that airplane today, though, but it just did not work. There's a lady at Toronto Terminal that's so nice to us, never rejected flight following to PA, and even says, call me on your way back. Yeah. Some of them are nice. Some of them aren't. I find that if you're professional with a controller and they kind of have an idea, you know what you're talking about, most of them are just fine. I've never run into a VATSIM controller that has been angry at me, really. I might have had a over here on VATSIM we do this because it's a bit different sometimes, the rules, or you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so Lonnie, if you're still here, are you still flying with us, or do you have to go now because it's a bit late? No worries if you can't. No worries if you can't. Also, guys, when I start my 24, I get this like weird like freeze at the beginning, and then it kind of like loads. Don't know if anybody else has that as well. Okay, we're parking over here for a quick push, and we'll make it about 4 o'clock. Press fly. Still here? Sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you flying with me as well. Okay. From the title, from a little testing I've done, it performs a bit better in 24 than 20 for you. Okay, maybe I had to do a little bit more. He says, on the fence with the iFly is $100 Canadian, but I have the PAP3 autopilot coming next week and tried waiting for PMDG. I'm tired of waiting. Dude, the iFly is awesome. I think it's really good. What I've heard is they're making like a 24 variant. I could be wrong about that. You might want to research yourself, but that's what I've heard. So maybe research a little bit and see if you can wait. Auto FPS turned itself off. We'll turn that back on. Turn off Tobii eye tracker for the time being. It's a little smoother. Auto FPS will help with that, I hope. There we go. All right, we're going to start this as quickly as I possibly can. We're going to go over here. On the GPU is what we want. And we want options. I always want Imperial. We're going to do the FMS. Digital's fine. That's all good. Pre-flight. Let's go ahead and load our flight plan in there. We're going to start our fuel. Immediately done. Start our weight. Oh, come on. Start our weight and balance. Immediately done. That's all taken care of. Takeoff. IKO is EIDW. Enter that. We're taking off 28 left. We got to get re-cleared. Put that in there. Flap 15. Set a PR. Set speeds. Move down to walk around. Move down to the FMS. Press on. While that's turning on, let's put each pump one. We're about to push anyway, so do 1, 2, 3. We'll turn them all on for the time being. All on. We'll put one hydraulic pump on. The engines can stay. I thought it was off from memory. The ground power is on. It's used external source. We'll put one of the galley powers on. Our bleed air is fine. We're going up to 37,000 feet with a landing altitude of 120. At 37,000 feet, your cabin should equal 6.3, 6,300 feet is set. We'll start the APU. Close our cockpit door. No other doors are open except for the APU door. Go back to the FMS. I told you guys, I got this down to a science now. Throw this on. Auto brakes and medium. Don't need that for the time being. Our... Where is it? Where is it? Snow smoking, those can go on. Our nav lights are on. Our beacon light can stay off for the time being. That's all good up there. We'll go down here. That's our position. That's our route. We'll enter that. We'll select that. We'll enter that again. We are departing. Runway 28 left on the next page. Previous page. It's the E one, right? Yeah, Endo 1A. Enter. Select. Execute. We're going to arrive on the PSAT. Select. Enter. All right, that's our flight plan for the time being. That's all done. We'll press this. We'll press this. We'll press this. We'll press this. Press this. Now we're track up, so that works correctly. We're going to zoom on in. It's going to align itself a bit. Leave that on the nav page, and we're going to call and reconnect to VATSIM. We are now World Express 1333. Oh, we're not a 737. We're a 727. Should be DHK 1333. That's what I filed. I'm going to refile it. Maybe I didn't refile. There we go. Connect. There we go. All right. Unfortunately, approach went offline, but we have center still. Oh no, approach is still online. All right, we'll tune those guys in. Go over here. We'll set B for altimeters. We're also going to go ahead and set our artificial horizon, standby artificial horizon back. I don't know why the autopilot's saying it's disabled, but sure. Hopefully it's still off, which it is. Let's go over here to the panel back here. The APU is started. We'll close the circuit breaker. The APU is now providing our power. We'll set this to APU. Go ahead and make sure that switch is turned off, which it is. We can go ahead and turn on. I did the fuel pumps. Turn that guy on. Go over here. We can get rid of the GPU, remove the ground power, remove the chocks, remove the cones, remove, and let's call up clearance again. DHK 1333, and we have information India. Actually, let me check that again. Juliet at 17. Can't type 137 Alpha. Alrighty. Approach, this is World Express 1333. Stand 137 Alpha. Information Juliet requesting IFR over to Dusseldorf once again. Oh, wait a minute. I'll turn my radios on. Please. There you go. We'll try again. clearance World Express 1333, stand 137 Alpha, information Juliet, requesting back to Dusseldorf.
World Express 1333, Dublin approach, good morning, clear to Dusseldorf, and Equine Alpha, departure out of runway third left, climb initially to flight level 90, squawk 6675, airborne frequency, Shannon control 1340, small 260, current information Juliet.
Okay, we're cleared again to Dusseldorf on the end of 1 Alpha, 28 left, up to 9,000 initially, squawking 6675, and 3426 for Shannon. World Express 1333, thanks.
World Express 1333, reback is correct, report and ready for pushback and startup.
Report ready for push and start, World Express 1333. Alright, 9,000 set in the altitude there. We're going to go ahead and press the arm button so we don't blow through that. Oh, can't do it without the autopilot on, that's fine. We're squawking 66...
77 Bravo, cleared for takeoff from the third left.
26.
13 knots.
Turn that to on. We're good to go there. We are basically good to push and start from the time being that I can see.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and set this to GPS. And heading of 278 is initial. And we are good to go. And ground World Express 1333 is ready to push and start. Gate 137 Alpha.
World Express 1333, South Scope Charlie, pushback and startup approach facing west, connection on the 92 hectopascals.
Face west and we'll squawk Charlie, World Express 1333. It should already be squawking Charlie. It says it is on VATSIM. We'll put on alt there for itself. They want us to face west, which is to the left, which makes kind of no sense because we have to taxi that way, but we can do that.
Approach Shamrock 45 November, stand 313 with India, pushing start.
Shamrock 45.
Have you guys seen a faster 727 start?
Startup approach, dark release point echo, connection on the 92.
Oh, it needs the parking brake set, doesn't it?
Pushing start approved, release point echo for Shamrock 45 November.
Dublin approach Shamrock 692, information Juliet, ready for taxi.
There we go.
Shamrock 692.
Button problems.
Via apron link to Foxtrot, link 1, echo 1.
We'll get pushed by Ryanair.
Last and 34.
Yeah, ever since SU3 free run. Yeah.
Apron link 2, Foxtrot, full short of runway 28 left and 34.
Someone just spawned on me, controller, not doing anything about it. All good though. That's funny. I also have it, but it doesn't really affect me since it's quick and it never crashes.
Our golf and uniform, are those fine?
727, yeah, it is. We changed. I heard iFly's
Shamrock 45 November.
coming with a new update, service update 1, better tablet and textures. PMDG might be charging for the... yeah, I think they are going to be charging, Keith. Gonna push to 5? Yeah, I'm pushing now as well.
Golf for Shamrock 45 November.
Let's see, everything up is there is a good. We'll press beacon on that. We'll go the window heats all on as well. We'll open all these engine start covers. And we're pretty much good to go. Just waiting on this ground guy to get going here. Oh, he's British. You hear that? Locking, eh? Kind of funny. We're going to tune in the 14.9 VOR.
Departure Air Wing 9, actually, Romeo ready for taxi.
And we're going to do a course of 94. Facing west is nose left.
Join left runway 16, hold short of runway 34.
Taxi link 4, hotel 1.
It doesn't really make sense. He might say tail west. I'm going to ask him.
Eurowings 9 are actually Romeo.
And ground World Express 1333. Just confirm face west or would you like tail west?
World Express 1333, face west, sorry.
Okay, we'll face west. World Express 1333. Alright, that's nose to the left. Make sure that compass is correct. It should be, yeah, because that matches the heading. Alright. We can do that. Jeez, that guy. All right. Let's go ahead and spool number 2 here. Grounding 2. Insert fuel at 20% N2. Don't know if that's the correct number, but in the CRJ, that's what we use. And I'm not going to change it because I'll change it in real world one day and it will come back to bite me.
Shamrock 692, we just need a few minutes here for engine warm-up. Could just defer takeoff clearance for like 2 minutes?
Adding fuel number 3. Guys, CST Gaming gave me a great tip where he said to uninstall NVIDIA app, and I got so much more performance out of doing that, guys. You might want to try if you're having struggles with 2024. You have the starter cutout, starting 2. Let's go ahead and arm our anti-skid before I forget about that guy too. Come on, guys. That was a pretty quick startup. I think I redeemed myself. Raid, thanks. Thank you, Raid. I think it's a good choice as well. What plane? 727? It is a 727-200. Yeah, the freighter version. That is correct. The thumbnail's wrong. I'm probably going to go change it later. Oh. And add fuel. We'll set park and brake there. Let's get a thumbnail picture so I can change the video later. It's behind the scenes with your sim CFI. I'm not going to do my usual thumbnail magic, if you want to call it that, but that looks about good enough to me. Screenshot. Save that for later. We'll discuss this departure in a sec, guys. It's basically just a climbing right turn. Starter cut number 1. While that's starting up, we'll go ahead and discuss this a little bit. We are doing the end of 1 departure, which is basically climb 278 above 3000, passing DW-108. Then it's a right-hand turn direct to the Dublin VOR, which it's below 9000. We've been cleared 9000. Well, 094 inbound, and then over to Ogov, and then we're taking it over to NDQ, I believe. Yes, that's where we're taking it. Let's just make sure that our FMS agrees with where we're going here. Direct. Ogov, NDQ. Yep, that's what we got. We'll leave it on this page. And we'll be good to go. Add fuel number 1.
Wing Standard X-Ray Romeo, are you ready for departure?
Yeah, we're ready to go 9 X-ray.
Skymaster, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Watch a little bit of your stream early. Did you delete your NVIDIA driver or no?
Wing Standard X-Ray.
Our fuel number got. Try that again. We'll go on number 1.
Have a nice flight. Bye-bye.
Takeoff 2 left, Eurowings 9 X-ray Romeo. Thanks.
Lonnie, wait for me, buddy. The hell, man. Just because I've changed airplanes 3 times.
Departing gate 321, line up and wait on it at left behind.
Behind the departing Airbus A321 in the line of the wing, next to left behind.
It worked? Awesome, awesome. Yeah, CST Gaming told me about that, Skymasters. It makes a world of differences. By the way, Skymaster, if you don't have the 727, you should do yourself a favor and buy this thing. It is so friggin' awesome. If you like the older style airplanes, it's amazing. You can still do RNAV, what's it called? You can still do SIDS and stars and all that kind of stuff as long as you put in the FMS variant, which I'm trying to show you with my mouse. There we go. As long as you put in the FMS variant, you can do it. It's a fully functioning FMS. It's really good. Starter cutout number 1. Let's close that. Let's go ahead to this panel. Close. Gen 1, please. Thank you. Goodbye. Hydraulics can all be turned on. I'm going to turn off the EPU. And the packs can be turned on. And we are ready for taxi, guys. And Gravel Express 1333 is ready, taxi.
313, South Squawk 6675, mode Charlie.
6675, we're showing Charlie, World Express 1333.
World Express 1333, taxi via Charlie, link 6. Foxtrot, outer, link 5, Papa 1, join left, runway 16, hold short of runway 34.
Okay, we're taxiing Charlie, lane 6, Foxtrot, outer lane, lane 5, Papa 1, onto runway 16, and then short of runway 34 for World Express 1333. Alrighty, could have gave me like just a right turnout and we could have just been there, but whatever. Let's go ahead and find where we are here. We're on Charlie now, and it's going to be lane 6, and then a right-hand turn Foxtrot. I believe. Oh no, we have to go left on Foxtrot. All right, let's get going. Taxi light on. Parking brake off. Flat 15 are set and indicating. Go ahead and set this to VL.
Departure, Eurowings 9 X-ray Romeo through 2500, climbing flight level 9.
I parked at the completely wrong side. That was all my fault. Let's go ahead and lock my rudder pedals. Or my office chair wheel so I don't roll around.
Over to Shannon Control 3426, 9 X-ray Romeo.
It's a good idea. Let's get our 34.6 lined up and ready to go here for later.
Shamrock 692, are you ready for departure?
Shamrock 692, April.
Shamrock 692,
There we go.
stage for takeoff, runway Tesla, wind 200 degrees, 13, gusting 24 knots. Have a nice flight, bye-bye.
Clear for takeoff, runway 2 left, Shamrock 692.
How much is this plane? I believe it's 40 US. You can save 10% though, that Aviation on Contrail if you use my code in the description, AF-8529. You can use that code in the description. You save 10% on Contrail if you buy this. You can buy the freighter or the passenger or both.
Roger, link 3 Foxtrot and link 1 Echo.
CC's been here the whole time, eh? Welcome, 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 my friend.
4 and 28 left for Shamrock 4. 5 November.
Order Express 1333, South Squawk 6675.
Oh, that's my fault. 6675, we're rechanged. That's our fault. World Express 1333. Ideal clearance in. 7-5. Yeah, if you weren't here, guys, by the way, we switched like a million airplanes. We've had to do 2 restarts because the 737 just did not want to work. And we are basically in that right now. We've just changed to the 727 because I just didn't want to bother anymore, to be honest with you guys. All right, we're at lane 6 on Charlie. We're going to the outer line. Clear right, clear left. I mean, see, at least you know I'm not lying to you. Just like real life, exactly. I actually have 4 flights coming up tomorrow. Actually, no, I have 1 flight tomorrow. I had 4. I dropped them. I changed them out. So I got a later start tomorrow. I find people in flight sim take flying a bit more seriously, to be honest. Not that we don't take it serious in real life, but I think we're all very confident in our skills in real life, and we don't have to prove to each other of what people don't know.
Over to Shannon Control 134, that's 260, Shamrock 692, have a good night.
Thank you.
So he wants to turn right at lane 5, which equals to Papa 1, and then a left on runway 16. So that's right here. Let's go ahead and do that. Very weird taxi clearance. We'll throw our strobes on just in case there. Clear left and clear to the right. We'll throw our probes on as well. Sim is running smooth, but it's not as smooth when I'm streaming, unfortunately. So maybe I gotta stream like 1080p. It's still smooth, but it's nowhere near as smooth of when when I'm playing solo, fortunately.
Shamrock 45 November, current information kilo. Cleared for takeoff from return last, wind 200 degrees.
Can all give thanks to PMG for not giving us a quick ability update. Instead, they want to hype and remake the same. Yeah. Honestly, man, I thought it would work just fine. That's more on me because I just decided to stream it, but yeah, that's okay. I really wanted it to work.
Order price 1333, monitor information kilos.
Information kilo, we'll grab it. World Express 1333. I'm sure it's VFR. We'll hit B for the altimeter, and that's basically all I care about. Let's see, the transition altitude here is 5,000 feet, which is kind of strange, but we shall do it. Give the guys the yoke camera. Oh, before I forget, let's slow down a bit so I don't hit that guy. The other thing is, let's turn this panel to flight before I forget to do that, and we're not pressurized through 10 after, which I've done many a time. Thank you for the subscribers. We picked up a couple there. Thank you so much. Appreciate all you guys watching. I'm gonna press reset on auto FPS and hopefully we get a better frame. We're not really doing too hot in the frames currently. We got about 50. When I play it,
Price 1333, behind the departing A330, line up at rate 100 left behind.
line up 28 left behind, World Express 1333. Alright, haven't been cleared takeoff, but we're cleared lineup and wait. Those can go on. That can go on. Ignition can go on. Flight's already been done, so we don't really have much to do there. I'm gonna slow down for this turn. Oh, that was taken like ridiculously wide. This is why I need a Blackbird tiller right now for this. Oh well, we'll fix it up. Haven't used it lately, but I have streamed with it on 24 with no issues. With the 3.7, yeah, for me, I got 2 awesome crashes within like 20 minutes. I'll probably cut that out of the stream after, but 2.8 left is confirmed. FS gave me easier. I'm first out, one out again. Bet I'll get another 45-minute hold. That's it, man. There's no rush in aviation. Whenever like people are like, "Oh, let's speed up," whatever, I'll speed up and we get slowed down by ATC anyways later on. There's no rushing in aviation. Taking it chill. I'm having a good time. 2 awesome crashes in. 727 never fails me.
Shamrock 45 November's airport in 2003.
Shamrock 45 November, contact channel control 1340, small 260, happy flying.
134-260, Shamrock 45 November, after.
3426 is what I need. Not 6.
Order price 1333, cleared for takeoff from return left, wind 200 degrees 13, gusting 24 knots. Have a nice flight, goodbye.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the awesome service. We're clear takeoff. 28 left. World Express 1333. Alright, I'm just gonna dial that very quick. You're not supposed to do this in real life at all. We're doing it here. Boom. Alright. Lights cannot go on. Nothing. No one sees, no one sees. Got an EPR of 202. And the thrust is set a little bit less. There we go. That's checked. A little bit of left aileron, a little bit of right rudder for the wind. Nothing crazy. Go gear up. My Moza yoke went off its software there. And approach Royal Express 1333 airborne.
Order Express 1333, contact Shannon Control 1340,
3426 Royal Express 1333. Thanks.
Further climb on advisory now 122 decimal 8, bye bye.
First advisory 122.8, 0 Shamrock,
There we go. That looks better. Shannon Royal Express 1333 3000 climbing 9 flight level 90.
Royal Express 1333, Shannon Control, good morning. Identified, climb unrestricted, flight level 230.
Unrestricted 230 Royal Express 1333. Thanks. All right, autopilot's on. We're about to put it into IS hold. Let's go ahead and do that really quickly. We'll bring this up and IS hold. Alt cell. Actually, I'm gonna turn that off because I gotta dial the altitude first. 230. Alt selected. There we go.
Royal Express 1333, clear direct to end deck.
Direct to end deck. Royal Express 1333. It looks like it to me. Alright, we're at climb 250. We're above the transition altitude, so we'll hit B. I don't do it for me. Alright, we'll do it here. 29 and 92. We're supposed to do it on all three altimeters. I don't know if I have enough time to do all that, but we'll try. We're on IS hold, I believe. Yes, we are for the climb. I'll get back to chat in a second. Pretty busy airplane, not too bad, but can be busy. We'll do that after takeoffs and we'll be good to go. I'll put that one close, whatever. Close enough. Gear up and off. These can get turned off. Going up to 290. That's been turned to flight already. We're doing pretty good. And put that over there. Alrighty. Let's see. When are you guys gonna get me rated for this plane? I want to start flying, but I want to do it right. I don't know if I don't think I'm doing it right. I'm just having fun. You're so good, man. Almost like you do this for a living. Yeah, I know. Sometimes. I try my best. Some reason the 24 and TAA, when I go into free look and sometimes showcase mode, everything gets sharpened like crazy and it looks really weird. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix that either, gamer. I think what you might want to try, honestly, I wouldn't know what to do. Maybe NVIDIA drivers, you can try up, make sure you're updated on the latest driver. I'm not too sure. I've never heard of that one. You guys are making jokes. Hey, look, CST, he doesn't even have to look out the window, right? It's called IFR flying, boys. I'm not in a little baby bus. You know, Toga flex on a SRS runway. I can't talk to chat until above 10. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Just speaking above 10, we are above 10. This thing climbs quick. Let's go ahead and accelerate. So we'll put this back to vertical speed. Bring this vertical speed down to about roughly there's about 1,000 or so feet per minute, 1,500. We're going to accelerate up to 300 knots. Going to set up our climb EPR to about 1.9. Around there. 0.97 is fine. We appreciate, sorry, can't talk. We appreciate you, sir. You just as excited as we do in the sim when it works. Yeah. The tech is amazing. Your passion, knowledge, and the Canadian style is fantastic. Well, Keith, well, thank you, eh? I'll put that in there for you. I appreciate that though. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for saying the kind words as well. Before we overspeed, let's go ahead and do IAS hold. Oop, so now we're climbing at 300. Dude, I just took off out of Hilo, diverted back because autopilot failed. 37 max. You can go without an autopilot. You can MEL that. You don't need an autopilot to fly. Unless you're going above 290, you just got to stay below 29 after. Don't know why my arrow's pointing that. Oh, it's because of the VOR. Yeah, anyways. It shouldn't be though, the VOR is, yeah. Go get rid of the VOR. Don't need that anymore.
Shark 45 November, monitor advisory 122.8, further climb at your discretion.
Come on, you know the...
Code advisory.
Come on, you know you love the bus. I mean, look, if they paid me to fly the bus, I wouldn't say no. I'll say that much, but...
Ford Express 1333, continue your climb on advisory now 122.8, have a good flight, see ya.
Continuing on 22.8. Thank you for the service tonight, Express 1333. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this up to 370. We're also going to go down here and unpress Alt-Cell, repress Alt-Cell, and we're going up to 370. We're doing it, guys. Actually, this thing's too fat, so I can't make it to 37. So we're going to go to 35,000. With that change, so I just checked my flight plan there, we'll put 35 in here. 35 requires 5.6. Pretty big difference, actually. We're pressurizing through 10. It's all working as intended. And let's go and switch over to 22.8. We got to start all the way at the bottom. This is my biggest complaint, is the carpal tunnel syndrome you get through from scrolling this thing. I guess it's not a bad complaint to have. There could be worse, right? Alright, everything's going good. We're in nav mode, going towards NDAC. We're going up to 35,000 feet. We have an alt-cell. The autopilot's obviously still on. And we're in IAS hold at 300, which will become 0.8, and we'll hold that in the rest of our climb. Doing good, guys. We're doing good. Sorry, I've been missing a lot of chats here, I think. And the, oh no, the vertical stream is completely dead. But I appreciate you guys watching, whoever you are. Airbus catching strays. Yeah. Hey Ian, welcome. Thanks for being a member, by the way, Ian, as well. Hell, you promised me the other day in Cap stream if I said hi, you wouldn't rip my head off, so I'm testing the theory. I don't think that was me. But, no, I won't do that. Yeah, it shouldn't have. I don't think it was me. Fire 737-8 CFI? I don't know what that means. Maybe 10 less than 737, but it has 50% more engines. Exactly. And it's like 80% more work. But that's the fun part. That is the fun part, in my opinion, guys. Not everybody shares that opinion. A lot of people like to press autopilot 2 feet and let it go. But, again, I've kind of said this multiple times. To me, in a simulator, there's planes that I'll never fly in real world, like a 727. I'll get my fix of auto throttle, I'm sure, one day. So to me, I like to simulate these kind of older airplanes. It's just a bit more fun, a bit more hands-on, a bit more to do. Something we can do right now, speaking of something to do, is checking our climb EPR. We're passing 27,000 feet. We'll say that's the pressure altitude's close enough. We'll use a 30 number to be conservative. The true air temperature is -10. A total air temperature, I should say. -10. Our max EPR of 203. Let's go ahead and set that in here, because we're a little above that right now. Bring our thrust back a little bit. There we go. speaking of ripping heads off, did you go for Muay Thai? No, I didn't today. Today I actually went for a bike ride, about 2 hours with the girlfriend, and I texted Andre saying I can't do Muay Thai. I'm just completely destroyed. He said no problem. So I do want to go though. Tomorrow, you know what? Tomorrow I've pushed my flight from starting at 2 to starting at... No, I have other plans, yeah. I could have probably did tomorrow too. But, yeah, I definitely want to go back. It's a lot of fun. Simple, you should come with us. I think you'll have a good time. Alright, well, it's about that time of the flight. We make about a funny radio call. I think we're roughly like 70 miles to the north. I'm just roughly, or 70 miles to the, let's see, to the east. Roughly. And Dublin traffic. World Express 1333, 70 miles to the east over Ebgep, climbing 350, celestially navigating towards Dusseldorf. For all you guys don't know, celestial navigation is via stars, and it's so obviously we're not doing that. But title still says 37. Yeah, it does. I haven't changed all that stuff yet. It'll get changed. Yeah, Ian, I still don't remember that conversation. Are you sure that was me? I don't really say I'll bite people's heads off on a day-to-day basis anyways. No, we're not meowing on guard. I hate those. I hate those ones. In real world, after 10,000, we're listening on COM 2 on the guard frequency. 21.5. And as soon as you go over to 21.5, you're hearing either meows or on guard. And then that's when the radio gets muted, because I don't need to listen to that. You're on guard. Oh. I just did that radio call on center's frequency. Oh, that's awesome. I love that for myself. Oh well, I think we're out of his range. That just means we have to redo the radio call. Dublin area traffic. World Express 1333, 80 miles to the east, flying celestially navigating towards Dusseldorf, 31, climbing 350. But hopefully you're liking the videos a bit more, guys. Sorry we couldn't get that 378 working. I tried. You guys saw I tried. Getting kind of close to that speed bucket there. We're going to go off vertical speed. We're going to nose up a little bit more. Get these seatbelts off for the time being, although it's cargo anyways. FA's called up yesterday and I didn't change transmit, so I said, hey, it's blank on center. Yeah. You know what? Knock on wood, and I'm gonna knock a million times. I have not made that mistake yet. Nor have I I've done a few PAs, but I thankfully haven't done a PA over the center yet either. Honestly, in the RJ, it's kind of hard to do it because you really have to crank the mic switch all the way to the right, and then click the PA button. And if it doesn't go green, then you're not on the PA, and you have to be in the PA mode selector for the mic. So it's kind of difficult to do it in the RJ, I would assume, unless you just missed like 3 steps. Back on IAS hold, 1,500 feet to go. First time I've done that. It's probably like a rite of passage. And that goes back to the thing, Reed, I was talking about. Like, you fly real world, you'll notice a lot of people in the sim and VATS, like, how do they possibly make that mistake? When it's happening in real life, stuff happens so fast, and you're dealing with a lot more things than just my air conditioning is a bit cold in my room on my computer. That you'll be surprised what you miss. And I think anybody who takes their first few flight lessons or is licensed or whatever will start to kind of understand that. If they go from a sim perspective of how the hell can that possibly have happened, and then start flying a little bit, they'll easily understand how those mistakes can happen. So I wouldn't sweat it. I'm sure you're not. Probably just bought the captain a beer, or wherever you're flying with a beer. Called it a day. Thank you. Let's hurry the rest of this climb up. I set PA Freak on COM 1. I was transmitting calls on COM 2 today over... Oh, you mean practice area. I was thinking... I was like, you can't... There's no frequency for the back. But you're saying practice area. I set practice area frequency on COM 1 and was transmitting calls on COM 2 today over Caledon. All I heard was K. Yeah, check your freak. Yeah. Everybody does it. You know, there's actually a study. I forget the number, but I think it's 7. I think it's the study was 7 mistakes are made by a flight crew every hour that are uncaught. 7 uncaught mistakes. And that, you know, it means something. It's we're not perfect. Pilots are humans. We're trained to a very high level, and we take a lot of pride in what we do. But people are going to make mistakes. Oh, I just saw it didn't alt cap at 35, even though I did press alt select. Let's go back down and we'll alt select at... Didn't mean to do that. We'll alt select again. Nav. There we go. Now it's alt cell there. We'll hold about 0.8 with the speed. I'm flying this with no auto throttle, guys. We're going to be doing this CRJ style. I think most of them don't have auto throttle anyways in real world. Still got a ways to go. Well, we have reached cruising altitude in the beautiful Boeing 727. I cannot recommend this airplane enough. I know there's some hate for flight sim studios out there, and that hate is warranted, is well deserved, in my opinion. And in some cases, not like hate comments or that kind of stuff, but disappointment in the Embraer. But the team that worked on this 727 should not be punished for the work that the Embraer got. This is an amazing airplane in my opinion. I think it hand flies like one of the best in the sim. Again, in my opinion, from my experience in real world experience, DCS, X-Plane 11, 10, FSX, P3D, from all those years, about 12 to 13 years of simming and about 8 years of flying, I think this airplane hand flies beautifully. One of the best in my opinion. I think a close second, the Max flies really good. I think the iFly is a really good flying airplane. I've never flown a bus, so I can't tell you how good that flies. I had my buddy who does fly the 320 come over. He said it's actually not terrible, but of course you can't mimic the right controller feel with the stick and all that. And probably the fly-by-wire is probably a lot different in real life than it is in the sim. So I've heard the Phoenix, from what he said, is pretty decent as well. No, it was more funny. Captain didn't notice. Nice. That's always good. Just, you know, no one sees, no one sues. No harm, no foul. I was like, why do I keep hearing people in the circuit? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're never going to finish the E-jets at this rate. I don't think so either. I mean, CST, if you're still here, you probably have some information. Maybe Flight Sim Gaming. On you guys are more in the know on that kind of stuff, but... I talked to them at EXPO, and it sounded like they were very passionate about the Embraer, to be honest with you, but we just got to see some results. Oh, you know what, Lonnie, if you're still here, let me pop this up for you as well, so we can show it together here if it works. Stand by, I'm just trying to find it here. Nope. Bring my power back just a little bit. Alright, Lonnie, this one's for you. If this decides to work here. There we go. Just kind of do that. We're going up to direct. Where are we going right now? Next page. Stand by. We're direct MCT right now. So we were talking on the phone earlier. Let's say they had us hold at MCT, right? And you wanted to see how long you can last. So you go to the flight plan here. I'm using the JZA format. You go down here, you find MCT. You look at the right, and our planned fuel at MCT is 18.5. We'll call it 18.6. And our minimum fuel is 16.5. We're going to thrust back a wee bit. 16.3, sorry, we'll round up. So if they put us in a hold at MCT and we reach 16.3, we have to go to the alternate. That's kind of how that works. That's those numbers I was talking about the other day. So let's say if they put us in a hold somewhere closer, like on the Dusseldorf VOR, our planned is 12.5, but our min is 10,200 at that waypoint. So let's say we enter the hold at 13,000 pounds, we can burn all the way until 10.2. I'd give yourself a little bit more, like 10.5. And then that's your bug out point. So it's always good whenever you're given a hold clearance, it's always good to find this min fuel at that waypoint they've given you to hold at. And then you can you know when your bug out fuel is. That's the best way to do that. Or you can look for a closer alternate, which we do that in real life quite a bit sometimes. Going into, for example, going into DCA, they'll have us alternate at Philadelphia. But if it's a VFR day, we'll just request dispatch to, while we're in the air, we'll request dispatch to give us a Dulles IAD alternate. It's about 10 minutes away. And if we, if stuff happens at IAD that we still can't go, we already have the fuel for Philadelphia anyways. So there's other little tips, tricks you could do and that kind of thing. But that's kind of how we figure out your bug out hold fuel. You have no idea what's going on with the E-jets? Yeah. Beta testing is out of the CFMs. That's all I know. Still no VNAV. Probably won't be any VNAV. Yeah. Show us how to get the Jazz format. Oh, yeah, I can do that for you. Bring this back up. Press. Edit flight plan. And then you're going to go right here. OFP layout. You might not see it, the drop down, but that's where it is. It even has an advisory VNAV, which is kind of cool. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's how we do the fuel stuff. Rerolled if we ever get given a hold. I was making a video. I haven't finished it today, but I kind of was making up as I go what kind of rules of thumb that I do. But You get given a hold clearance, obviously copy down the clearance. The first thing you want to do if you've been given a hold clearance or you hear people holding in the airport you're going to is slow down to your to the lowest flowable speed at your current altitude that you can go. At this airplane, I tried to find it. I couldn't find, like in the RJ, we have a speed card and it says at this altitude, this weight, you can go this fast or this slow at the minimum. So we would slow down. That's the first thing. If you know they're holding in your airport and or if you've been given a hold, because there's no point to rush to the hold. What if you slow down enough and by the time you get to the hold, they cancel it and you can keep going. So that's why we always slow down before getting going to our hold. The second thing is figuring out or just climbing / descending to the altitude. They usually always clear you to an altitude into the hold or before you reach the hold. Very rarely they'll say climb or descend in the hold. They usually want you to be at the altitude before you get to the hold. So slow down. The second thing is get to the altitude they want you to get to. And while you're doing that, the third thing is go direct to the fix you want to go to. So if they cleared me direct such and such waypoint and hold, I'm going to slow down. So let's say they said clear to go to this waypoint, descend 10,000 and you're holding, they'll give you an inbound course. So I start slowing down. I'm going to start dialing in the new altitude they gave me, 10,000, start descending down, and then I go direct to that waypoint. So those are the first three things you kind of want to establish. Slow down. Find what speed you can slow down to as well. Get to the altitude they've given you, if they didn't give you one, then skip that one. And then start navigating to the fix. You can put navigating fix in front of the altitude as well. You can go slow down, navigate to fix, and then descend. That works too. But you're going to do things pretty quickly anyways. But what happens is a lot of people in flight tests and even an airline level at check rides, they'll be given an altitude to descend before they enter the hold, and they might even plug in the altitude into the autopilot panel, but they never actually select a mode, vertical speed, It happens. There's a lot of stuff happening when you've been given a hold clearance for both the pilot monitoring, who's accepting that clearance and copying it down, and the pilot flying, who is listening in and thinking about, okay, is this a direct entry? Is this a parallel entry? Do we have enough fuel? Blah, blah. So slow down. Get the altitude you've been given to and or navigate to the fix, whatever you want to do first. Let's say you navigate to the fix and then get to the altitude they want you to get to. And then you can start thinking about your entry and your fuel as well. So basically slow down and get towards fly the airplane first, slow down, fly to the altitude, fly to the waypoint, and then start planning the hold. And all these new airliners, even the RJ can do it. You just put the hold in the box and it'll tell you, oh, it's a parallel entry, and it's going to do it for you. But that's kind of the rules of thumb that I would start if they give you a hold clearance. And then that's how we determine how long we can hold fuel for. So if we reach that waypoint and we are, let's say for easy numbers, let's say we're at 12,000 pounds of fuel, and our minimum at that waypoint is 10,000. Well, this airplane is currently burning. We'll call it 25 is 5. I don't know. We'll call it 7,000 pounds a minute to keep it easy. Or sorry, an hour. 7,000 pounds an hour. And we're only 2,000 pounds away from 10,000. We only got about like 10 minutes, like 15 minutes in the hold. So you can. It's always good to change your fuel number into time. And both for you and the controller. So I can tell the controller, hey, we have 10 minutes in the hold, or we have 25 minutes in the hold till we're going to the alternate, just to kind of let them know. So once you've slowed down, you've navigated to the point, you've descended or climbed the altitude they want you to climb to before entering the hold, and you figured out your hold entry and all that great stuff. Once you're on the fuel portion, find how much fuel is your minimum number, but also convert that number into time. In the RJ, it's about 4,000 pounds an hour at cruise, about 2,000 per side, roughly, depending on altitude and all that various stuff. It changes day to day, but roughly 4,000 pounds an hour. So if we have 4,000 pounds above minimum, we have an hour of a holding. If we have 2,000 pounds above minimum, like in that example, if our minimum is 10,000 pounds and we're at 12,000 pounds of fuel, We burn 4,000 an hour. Well, we have 30 minutes of fuel remaining for that hold. We can allocate 30 minutes of holding fuel. After that, once we reach that 10,000 minimum fuel, or whatever your minimum fuel at that waypoint happens to be on that OFP, that's when you're going to the alternate. Or you can possibly find a closer alternate, and that kind of changes the game a bit too. That gets a bit more technical and complicated, and more like the expert stuff. But we'll change the alternate mid-flight. But yeah, that's kind of how I would teach the holding, and I'm making a video on it right now. Hopefully, it'll be a good one. With that, I'm gonna get some more water because my throat is done for now. On a bit of a tangent there, but Evan, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Make sure I got no contact me's here, because it appeared without me noticing. I'm quickly gonna run and make a sandwich because I'm pretty hungry. So I'll say we're flight level 350 at Mach 0.8, and we're direct. Let's get this VR off here. Where are we going? Direct Dolas, your control. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. Hope you guys are chilling, having some popcorn or something. I'm gonna start to see if I can get an ATIS for Düsseldorf. They don't give ATISes, but the wind is 150 at 9, so I assume they'll be using the well, actually it's basically a crosswind any way you want to slice it, so we'll take a look at flight aware. It's pretty light wind regardless, so there's absolutely no departing or arriving traffic right now in Dusseldorf. Lonnie, if you're still here, what runway are you planning, my guy? We're gonna have a crosswind regardless, so go back here and set up some views, why don't we? I haven't done that one yet. 2-3 right? Roger. Same one's really using 2-3. Cool, cool, cool. We'll follow you in. Oh, look at that. Listen to that sound. You know, just that difference in sound. There's all our freight. See those hydraulic pumps? Little whine. I thought there was like some sort of a porthole somewhere, but I guess not. You doing the same? Awesome. Oh, you're flying with us? I didn't even know that. I appreciate you flying with us, my guy. Thank you so much. Be sure to check out Flight Sim Gaming's channel too as well. I don't know if you have as well. Keeving. I'll make a call on Freak in my descent. Cool beans. We're holding 0.8, so I'm sure we're quite behind you after like a million airplane swaps. Yeah. What's your Mr. Captain Jack? What are you dropping in like? Great to see you. Looks like a fun one. Heavy work schedule still got me going with many hours of overtime this week. Yeah, no worries, my friend. I'm about to start a 4-day myself. No worries. I'm sure I'll be more available in the fall and winter. We will definitely be flying together again soon. You have to get this airplane, Jack. Remember when you said you love the CRJ? You said it's your favorite airplane. I remember you saying that. I'm not lying, by the way, guys. He said that. This airplane is amazing as well. I cannot say enough good things about this airplane. I have so much fun with it. It's a lot harder than the RJ in every respect. It's take the CRJ, no auto throttle, no VNAV, that kind of stuff, no LPV, and then apply it to this airplane with all this flight engineer panel and everything. Right now I'm flying with the FMS variant, which can do RNAV, SIDS, and stars. Possibly even an LPV if you get the Garmin 530 on here. I don't know if that's... I haven't actually tested that. But I could do an ILS and VOR and NDB, and it gets you flying a lot more manual, even more than the RJ. A lot of fun. Decent enough autopilot. You can put an auto throttle on if you wanted to. Anyways, let's start planning for runway 23 right as Lonnie's taking that one. We'll go landing. Taking flap 30. We'll set the wind. Set the V-speed. Set the EPR for the time being. That'll be more than fine. You can also get the charts in here, guys, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that, but EDDL, where we're going. And we're doing PISAT. Looks like it's above 6,000. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dial in 6,000 my altitude selector. And that we're still armed and level at 35, so we're okay. Yeah, the CRJ is so cool. After I get the CRJ down, got a look at this one. I am also loving the 8.7, much more automated, of course, but one that looks like a big challenge. Yeah, the 8.7's, I mean, you press go, right? No, I'm just joking. 8.7's a cool airplane, for sure. A lot of good destinations you can do with that. Is there a way to pin this chart? I don't think there's a way to pin it. Anyways, we'll leave that for the time being. And because we can, guys, we're just going to go direct PSAP. There we go. Why not? Great shot anyways. We're going to do that. And we're going to plan 6,000 feet there. So we have to PSAP. We have an 19 minutes. That's it? No. Oh, I guess we are 155 miles. So we're going to start descending at about 90 miles away. And you can even use your built-in calculator, but it's right here on the flight tab. We're at 35,000. The goal is 6,000 or above. So at 90 miles, 1,500 feet a minute. So, yeah, pretty decent. That's what we're going to go with. Love the old school steam gauges you're showing tonight in the in this aircraft. Yeah, no, this airplane's awesome. You can also turn the flight engineer on if you don't want to go, you know, crazy. Right now, I have the flight engineer doing pack temperature, airspeed bugging, fuel heat, and engineer's voice. But you can have them do the entire startup for you and make everything automatic, whatever you want. I like to start it up myself using the flight engineer panel. I know it looks intimidating, but believe it or not, this is all the same stuff you have in your fancy 3.7 and 320s and all that. It's just there's no computer. So this is all your generator switches. This is all your fuel switches. And basically, it stays in the on position for most of the flight. The fuel heats are off right now. Hydraulic switches. APU panel right here. So it's all the same stuff. I got to turn my ignition off. Oops, bad pilot. And what else? So it's just everything here. Air conditioning, our bleed air, our packs. It's all the same stuff. It's just in a big, it's just nothing's automated. So it's a big, huge section for it. There's your pressurization panel. Kind of like the old, like a classic 3.7. Same kind of style. Turn our flight directors off. We don't really need that right now. Fancy 3, yeah. I guess fancy and 3.7 shouldn't be in the same system, but or sentence. But in compared to this airplane, the 3.7 NG is pretty fancy compared to this. But if you guys are scared of this airplane a little bit, which a lot of are, there will be a Super 727 coming out soon, and that will have that will put screens in these flight decks. If that's your thing or not, I don't know. Let's dial in 1515, which is the Dusseldorf VOR, just so we get a rough range off of it eventually. 1515, alrighty. We're not picking it up just yet. We'll set these RMI indicators to VOR, that's okay. Let's go ahead and get our approach chart. 23 right. Take the ILS, can't do the RMP, so that's kind of it. That's all we got. And it looks like it's a freak of 109.3. We'll set that over here on our main 109 decimal 3, 109 decimal 3. Always make sure to set on both sides. There we go. Anything NDBs? There is VOR. We got that plugged in. The 1515 is a Dusseldorf. It's a Dusseldorf. That's a strange missed approach. Wait a minute. Climb heading 230. Where am I heading? Until crossing 0.6 DME on the Dusseldorf VOR. Or that ILS, which I don't know why we'd have that one. Then turn right, max 190 knots, then a 318 heading until crossing 6.4 from the Dusseldorf VOR. Turn right, direct Dusseldorf VOR, climbing 4,000. So, 230, 0.6, right turn on heading of 318, passing 6.4 from this VOR, just distance-wise. It's a right-hand turn direct to the VOR. Just go straight to direct, which will probably be a 180 or so, 170 inbound, something like that. That's if we go missed. However, there's no controller there, so I'll probably just vector myself out and do a circle. And it looks like we are holding there as well. Looks like it's actually a non-standard hold, so if we have to go missed, we're doing this whole thing 6.4 direct to the VOR, and then it's a it looks like it's left turns. Yeah, at Dusseldorf, left turn non-standard. It'd be a direct entry left turn non-standard VOR hold. Radial of 146 inbound. All right, we could do that. We can do that. You know what? I might even make a video on this missed approach. This is a very interesting missed approach that I think would trip a lot of people up and not know how to interpret that. This might be a good one to do. Anyways, we'll brief the plate in a second. We've got 106 miles to go to the VOR. That's the Dusseldorf VOR. That's this guy right here, 106 miles to that. We're going to start our descent at about 90 miles. So let's get our auto brake set to the min setting. Alrighty. Let's go ahead. I guess we can brief this now. Why not? Let's go break up the star. We're doing the PISAP 1 Alpha. It's a max of 250 below 10,000 or as assigned by ATC. PISAP in from the north. We're flying southbound. We'll be above 6,000 at PISAP and Dusseldorf. It's about 60 miles away from each other. And it looks like we just get vector, so we're just going to vector ourselves. I'll probably hit, maybe I'll fly inbound for 10 miles and then turn left. And we'll just vector ourselves out for a runway 23 right approach ILS. The MSA high sector is 2,900. That is based on the Dusseldorf VOR. A trivia question for you guys. These MSA altitudes within German territory, that's interesting. These MSA altitudes, what's the range on this MSA? It says if I'm in this quadrant, I'm safe with 2,900 feet. But how far does this go? 100 miles, 40 miles? How far is this quadrant? How big is that? Standard, unless it's written otherwise. Anyways, we're going to vector ourselves out for the ILS runway 23. It'll be the visual backed up by the ILS to runway 23, right? Page 11-4. I got 18th of April 2025. Loc is 109.3. Has been set left and right. Final approach course of 230. We can actually go ahead and set that right now. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll go put our heading bug there. We're going to press turn knob, heading select, nav mode, course of 230. 230 is what it said. Back to GPS. Back to nav loc, and we're back on LNAV. Is set. Got a glide path check at Regno 3000 or above. MDA will be for a cat. We'll say we're cat 3. It's 3. It's only 10 feet. 360, 354. We'll call it 360. We'll bug this here. There's 300, 340, 360. Right there. All right. We've already discussed the mist. It's straight ahead, 0.6, turn right heading at 318, 6.4 back to the VOR. Non-standard left-hand turns with the inbound of 146 and the hold at 4,000 feet. Maximum of 230 knots will be at about 200. Transition altitude of 5,000 feet. It's your standard 3-degree slope starting from Regno. Got Pappies on the left, ALSF Type 2 lighting. We'll expect roughly 750 feet per minute in the descent, and from Regno to the threshold at 140 ground speed, it'll be about 3 minutes, 50 seconds. That's about it. That's all I got for you. Exiting wise, we're at 80 miles. We should start descending now. So we'll press that button, and we're gonna go ahead in vertical speed mode and go to about 2,000 feet per minute. Nothing too crazy. You're gonna reduce our thrust. It's gonna go crazy, and then it's gonna come back up. So maybe a little less will be okay. All right, speed's doing fine. Airport 10-9 page is the one I want. Because I don't have a 10-9 anywhere. That's close enough. It kind of does everything all in one. That's fine. Then in 2-3 right, we're going to exit, I guess our only exit of Kilo 3 basically. And if we miss that, we're going all the way to the end. But Kilo 3 is where we're going to be going. Any questions? No questions? Awesome. It's 8,800 feet long. We're actually going to auto brakes medium for that, just in case. I'll catch up with chat here, guys. Sorry, I've been neglecting a little bit. Who's selling this aircraft? Captain Jack, this is Flight Sim Studios, a different team that made the E-Jets. I'll make that clear. This one's a lot better than the E-Jet. You can buy it on Contrail. There's a passenger variant and a freighter variant. It's about $45, but if you use my code, it's AF-8529. It's in the description down below. That's my discount code for Contrail. You can save 10% on it, on the entire purchase. I'm pretty sure these types of approaches are common out of these parts. Oh yeah, the approach is common. The misapproach is a little interesting. Exactly what I'm doing 10 miles north. I'll make that left right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Back, I see you had Wasm crash. Yeah, we did. 7%. I figured out why it happens to me in episode 24. Yeah, it's just not meant for it, man. Looks like we're coming up on some clouds. I don't have a SAC gauge, but we're descending to 29,000 feet. We do have a TAT. It's obviously cold. So we're might have to think about some cowl and anti-ice. We're gonna go ahead and turn the bleeds on for the time being, but we won't actually turn the system on yet. It's minus 10. We don't need anti-ice at 10 degrees. So we're probably gonna get into it here. We'll put the cowls on first. That's it. You guys have been briefed. The pilot monitoring in this case would identify any threats. A threat that I would mention is my first time ever flying into Dusseldorf. So there's a threat right there, a little bit of unfamiliar airspace / airport. I don't understand engine pressure ratio. What is it comparing the pressure of the engine? EPR, engine pressure ratio, takes your... It's kind of the power that the engine is outputting. I've never used EPR in real world either, but the way I understand it is it's transmitting to you the power that the engine is putting out. For example, as you get higher in the atmosphere, obviously there's thinner air. So back in the day, 80% RPM on N1, this is just a gauge. Nowadays, our screen N1 values actually mean like 80% means 80% at all altitudes. But back then, you didn't know what 80% meant at high level, low level, at the air density is the way I understand it. So EPR, the engine pressure ratio, will actually give you, I believe it compares the N1 and N2, if I'm not mistaken. the high and low pressure stage fans, and it spits out an actual engine pressure ratio. That's the power that the engine's actually creating at that given N1 and N2 setting. You might want to fact check me, but that's the way I understand that. Alright guys, we got flight recorder loaded. How the heck did we get to 166 miles now? Oh no, we're still good. We're 50 miles from Picep. We're doing fine. What's your altitude? 22. We can lessen this descent a little bit. Well, that's how we did it, because I put in the completely wrong code. 1515. There we go. That looks better. Oh, that makes sense now, thanks. Does 727 have auto throttle? It does. You can set it to have auto throttle, but I believe originally when they were flying this airplane, most of them didn't. But you can definitely fly it with auto throttle. Go to options, and it's somewhere in here, I believe. Might be an aircraft. Auto throttle switch show. That's it. And then basically you turn the auto throttle on. I'm going to speed up a little bit. But you turn the auto throttle on, and you set this bug, and it's going to try to fly to whatever speed you want it to fly at. Now notice I've opened the bleed air from the API for the anti-ice. Look how high of a throttle setting I'm at here. We're barely getting any power of these engines, even though our N1's at 90% almost. Let me go ahead and turn those bleeds off. Off. Now we're not siphoning the engine from any air anymore. Let's see if that engine pressure ratio goes up. I'm actually kind of curious. I don't think it really did. Oh, it's going up a little bit. See that's because we're not siphoning the engine from air anymore, so it's able to produce more power, so the engine pressure ratio will increase a bit, but we're going to need them back, so we'll go ahead and turn these back on. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put it on the Cal. Oh, come on. Cal anti-ice. You always want to put anti-icing systems on prior to getting anti-icing. We're actually just reaching 10 degrees. We're just shy, so we won't need anti-ice for too long. Sorry, I've been missing the... let's get rid of that comment. In the vertical chat. Can't have that name here. Getting ready to land in Orlando? Hey, well, I hope you have a nice landing, my friend. What are you flying? Captain A123-4, thank you for jumping in as well. Yeah, see, Reed knows more than I do. So you want to fact check me on that. RJ would just use N1. Got a lot colder touching these clouds, so it's good that we put the Cal anti-ice on. Yeah, so what Reed is basically saying is it measures the pressure that's coming into the engine, and then it measures the pressure coming out of the engine, and then it spits out an engine pressure ratio, and it kind of it equates to how much power the engine's putting out. Now you gotta know the airplane, know the numbers to kind of make it make sense. But yeah. Reed, you should make a channel, unless you already have one. Charlotte Flights, welcome back. Notice we got out of that cloud and our temperature has now risen back up. That's kind of cool, they model. That sometimes does happen. Let's go now to wing anti-ice. We're going to cycle it from cowls over to the wings. Let's continue descending a bit steeper here. Gear warning horn, I'll put my thrust up a bit more. Another thing about the 727 is there's no auto spoiler deployment. We have to manually crank this spoiler back all the way on landing to deploy the flight spoilers, which is kind of cool. I think. I was about to do transition altitude, but it's 5,000 feet here. And remember, at our first waypoint, we just have to be above 6,000. We don't have to be at 6,000. I'm pretty sure they don't do CTAF frequency here, right, guys? So we're not going to do that. Reed says basically old M1. Yeah, yeah. That's the those are so let me back up. The last time I talked about EPR was in my ground school for the ATPL, and ever since then I've never touched it. So I'm glad I remembered some of it. But I appreciate the answer there, Reed. Alright, we're going to set 250 as the speed here. Coming up on 14 miles. We got to lose about 10,000. Yeah, that should work out actually quite well. Plus the slowdown, so that'll be just fine around at this descent rate. We're past 10 degrees. All the anti-ice is coming off. Can you send me your flight information tomorrow? Charlotte, I actually changed my flights. We're not coming to Charlotte anymore. I'm going to St. Louis tomorrow. It's a St. Louis overnight. Due to a scheduling conflict. But I can still send it to you for later. Alright, coming up on, oh, I thought I turned these off. Alright, anyways. Here, we're going to reduce our thrust as much as we can. Just above idle there. Or I need, in 2,000 feet, we need to slow for 250, so I'll do 12 at 12. We're going to reduce our rate of descent to about 1,200 feet per minute, roughly. Need a little bit more. There we go. Taking the right turn at PSAP, going inbound direct to the DME of 15 from Dusseldorf. We can actually fly this all on VOR, so why don't we do that? It's an inbound of 169. Let's go ahead and turn this heading to about here for the time being. We're at 250 knots. Let's go off of that, on heading. Nav mode, we're on the Dusseldorf VOR. What is it, 269? 169 is the radial in question. So we gotta start turning. We're gonna miss it here. There we go. We're basically on the radial right now. And you can put it in Navloc, and it'll follow that radial inbound. And we're still flying the star. So what I'm talking about, guys, here, I'll bring up... Oh, that's the wrong page. We're gonna bring up this. We are right here at PSAP. We were using navigation through the FMS, but we're just flying 169 inbound towards the Dusseldorf VOR. And a DME of 15 miles, we're going to be at this position. Right now, we're at a DME of 28 miles. So at 15 miles, we're going to be there. All right, we're passing 10,000. We'll go... oh, I know what I did. I hit the lights button, which does everything on. Okay, we'll do that back on, that back on, that back on. And we're through 10, so we'll throw those on as well. Turn our anti-ice all off. Don't need that anymore. We need to be above 6,000 at Dusseldorf. I'm going to reduce my rate of descent as we only have to lose 3,000 feet here. We're going to reduce that just a little bit more. Yeah, we're over to conventional nav aids. Not celestial, celestial stars, if I'm not mistaken. But we can go to stars if you guys want to. Düsseldorf traffic, World Express 1333 on the PSAP 1 Alpha arrival. We're expecting the field in approximately 7 minutes, and we'll be vectoring ourselves out for 23 right. Okay, we're...
Traffic, Shamrock 45 November, heavy 4,000 feet, entering the right base for 23 right, we're about 20 miles.
Everything's going to plan. I'm going to bring my flight directors back up to the VL mode, which basically tells me that I'm on my radial right now. The vertical portion is useless. I can set my vertical portion with this little dial. We'll leave it there, and we're going to go to the approach mode later on. Need to slow down a little bit. We're at 20 miles, 5 miles to go, 2,000 feet. Well, we have to be above, so that's fine, but we can descend a little bit steeper. This is the CRJ for rear-wheel flying. To coming into this airplane helps a lot with this descent planning and just kind of knowing how the airplane's going to work. I thought inbound was bearing and outbound was radial. It is, however, on the HSI, it doesn't really matter on an HSI. That's more of an like it technically is a radial on the outbound and a bearing on the inbound. So we're on the 169 inbound, and it'd be the 349 radial technically. But with an HSI, you can just dial the course you want, and that's the one you're going to go to. Much easier to use than those old style omnidirectional style Cessna gauges. Düsseldorf traffic, it's World Express 1333, 15 miles to the north of the field, 7.4 descending 6,000, and I'll have vectors shortly. Oh,
Traffic, Shamrock 45 November, 17 miles out, 4,000 feet established on the low 5 there.
17! That's a far final. Check 7 for 6,000, holding that 250 speed nicely. There's no auto throttle, doing this all manual like the old style. We'll be getting the Pro Desk Sim 727 throttle kit inbound here shortly. I have purchased the 737 throttle kit, and Pro Desk Sim went ahead and sent me their 27 and Airbus set. They will be delivered by September 4th. So expect another 727 and Airbus and 37 stream. I'll probably do the iFly because that's the one that actually works in 2024. Alright, we're just reaching about 10 miles to the VOR. We're going to go make sure our heading indicator is synced. About there, we're going to go heading mode. And heading is says on the FCP, or the FMA, whatever you want to call it. Probably FMA from my flight mode annunciator. And we're going to bring it to the left. 230 is the inbound. So let's go ahead and change this to 230 for later. And by the time I've set that, we're just going to fly the outbound. Level at 6,000 feet. Going to add some thrust for that. Düsseldorf traffic, World Express 1333, 8 miles to the north of the field. Turning left 050 downwind, runway 23 right.
Traffic, Shamrock 45 November, DHV-30, we're fully established on the ILS 23 right, 12 miles, 4,000.
Okay, he's at a 12-mile final, so this is my little trick, guys. Okay, he's short final. There's no point to be going 250 when the guy's at a 12-mile final. We're going to go slow in this downwind, and that way, hopefully, we don't have to do a super long final. We're going to go down to 3,000 feet as our next, which is the recommended at the start of this ILS. Re-alt cell. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till we're at 200 knots. There's a gear warning horn because the throttle's been brought back too much. Pretty good, roughly around there. And we're going to press IAS hold, and the airplane's going to start descending us. Or it should start descending us to maintain. There it goes. 200 knots on the ISA. So this is the equivalent of descend mode in the CRJ. IS hold is the equivalent of descend or climb mode. All right, we're set to 230. Now lastly, we've got to change to our ILS frequency, which is 1093. There we go. Glide slope is right at the bottom, which is what to be expected, and the course is off our right. Now the wind was 150, which means it's pushing us this way, away from the airport, and that's fine. We can stay in this course. That's okay. I just didn't want to be pushed inwards towards the course. Funny looking 3.7. I mean, if you look at it from this angle, is kind of a 737. No, but yeah, we had multiple Wasm crashes in the 737. So.
For traffic, Sherman 45 November established 7 miles.
All right, watch this. I'm gonna go full boards, and now the airplane's gonna have to descend a lot steeper to maintain that 200. We're also gonna go flap to the 1 position here. So we'll go spoilers retracted. We're about a 12 mile. We'll start turning inbound on that. Dusseldorf traffic, World Express 1333, turning right base at a 12 mile leg. 4,000, setting 3,000. Dusseldorf. Let's go overhead. Our flight directors will set to the approach phase. And what we're also going to do is set our autopilot into the auto GS mode. So now we have our flight director is set to VOR loc, and our autopilot is set to VOR loc, and it's going to capture the localizer. What we want to see is our flight director capture the localizer as well as our autopilot as well. We'll start turning inbound a bit more, heading of 180 or so. Alt cell at 3,000 feet, spoilers retracted. We'll add some thrust here.
Hello, traffic, Sherman 45 November Heavy's final.
Okay, there's loc captured. Both the flight director is showing me the localizer and the autopilot is flying the localizer. This is the flight director column. This is the autopilot flying. This is what the airplane's doing autopilot-wise. That's what the flight director is showing you. So currently it's not showing us glide slope information, but it is showing us localizer information right now. We'll go ahead and sync this back up. We're level at 3,000. Our missed approach altitude is 4,000. We'll go ahead and set that for now. We're going to turn, actually, we leave that on. That should automatically kick off with the glide slope capture. It should do that for us. Dusseldorf traffic, World Express 1333, 12 mile, final 23, right to Boeing 727. Runways in sight. We'll call visual landing from here. So this is a thing we do in real life, guys. Even if we hear the minimums call, it's kind of pointless. I've already called landing from this portion out. We're visual. So I'm going to call landing now. So you won't hear me call it at the MDA. Great comms, guys. Great flight. Hey, Lonnie, I appreciate you flying with me, for my friend. It's already took so long for me to get set up. But next time we're going to fly the iFly Max, and it hopefully won't have any crashes in there. There's the glide path alive. We're going to hold in the gear just a wee bit. Going to go to our next flap setting, flap 5. We're going to slow to about a 180 on the speed here. We're watching for the glide slope to be captured. There's glide slope captured. It's starting to descend. We'll go ahead and go gear down. But the grab my FA button and reverse his arm, but that's a CRJ thing. Not doing that here. We'll go flap 15. We'll continue slowing down.
Yeah, Sherman 45 November, clear from way 23 right, passing kilo 3, crossing 23 left.
I'm going to start my flight recorder.
Just that traffic.
Dusseldorf traffic, World Express 1333, 8 mile final, 23 right. Now what I've noticed is the airplane doesn't fly, like a lot of airplanes in the sim don't fly the ILS too well on autopilot anymore, but we're gonna see how well this goes. I love the 727, that's okay, just bucking. Yeah, no worries, my friend. I know, I'm just joking around. Thank you for the viewers, both on the vertical and the live. Sorry, both on the vertical and the horizontal stream. We're going to go to our next flap setting here. Give you guys the yoke cam. Oh, that's the wrong camera. Setting our flaps 30. Got an Xbox achievement, that's always welcome. We're gonna go manual. Autopilot's disengaged. Flight director's off, don't need those really anymore. We're flap 30, gear down 3 green. The spoilers are manual anyways, so we're gonna be doing that. Oh, this airplane, I'm telling you guys, this airplane hand flies so nicely, especially with this Mosa yoke. Getting a little low, so we're going to adjust with a little bit of power. And we're on visual guidance, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to the glide slope, but at the same time, it's there as a as an aid to us, and the localizer included with that. We'll say we're cleared to land. We'll go ahead and flick up all our landing lights there. Düsseldorf traffic, World Express 1333, short final 23 right. It's too many threes. We are already flight recording. This is MK Studios Dusseldorf, by the way, guys. If you guys want to pick up this scenery, you can buy it on Contrail, and you can save some money with my code down below. Did I just turn the autopilot on by accident? No. Okay, good. Check stable. I feel like my yoke is not giving me the force that it should be, but we'll fly it and I'll try to fix it later because I'm not feeling the usual stuff that I feel here. Getting a little bit of desync. I notice flight recorder lags my game out like crazy, so I gotta find a new flight recorder, but there it is. Resource. Start using our feet a little bit. Yeah, we're visual. Notice the pappies are used wrong in this sim as well. Add a bit of rudder. Spoiler. Reverse. Right rudder, left aileron. I'm gonna turn off the recorder so I can like actually fly without lagging everywhere. That's the hope anyways. Manual braking. Try to reset auto FPS because our FPS tanked on final there. Anytime I use flight recorder, it tanks. Retract the spoiler and the flaps. We're gonna clear the hold short line, and then we're gonna say we're cleared. Düsseldorf traffic, World Express 1333, clear, 23 right. Thanks for all flying with me. Alright guys, as you know, I know you know the drill. I don't do shutdowns. So we're going to disconnect from vPilot, and we're gonna watch that replay. Let me go back and do flap 30. And I'm gonna press replay. Thank you. Turn that off. Thanks, Simple. Thanks, TBM, as well. Another greaser. 24 default recorder is pretty decent. Just got to set up everything once you hit play. Okay. That's not too bad. Maybe I'll give that a try, because my flight recorder, like, in the replay, it's not bad, as you guys can see, but it just tanks me when I'm flying. Let's go ahead and do... Man, I can't wait till Chaseplane gets in here. We'll put that to about there. We'll press showcase. Don't follow me. Fix that view up a little bit. Bring you back over here. We're gonna zoom in a bit. Get this all nice and cinematic looking. Alrighty. Yeah, I was left seat today in the 727. I usually do left in the 27. If you guys want to see a right seat landing, don't hesitate to ask. Sorry, I just noticed my vertical stream isn't working. Let me go back here for the time being. That's it. That is it. We'll do a couple more of these laggy awesome replays. Why don't we take it from the flight engineer station? Just what the flight engineer sees. It's really fun in this airplane to just smoothly add that right rudder. Notice I'm holding that left aileron input in just a little bit for the wind. It wasn't too bad today. Alright, we'll do another one of these. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Gonna get you guys a view from the classic Dusseldorf view, if I can get there in time. Look out for the rudder here, about 10 feet or so. Probably could have afforded a little bit more right rudder. That's okay. Could be worse. Definitely could be worse. Could have no rudder at all. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream. We're going to probably end it about there. I'll leave you one replay from the flight deck again. And we're going to call it. To everybody who flew with me, I really appreciate you, and who took the time to continue flying after I got all those problems. Thank you very much. You know who you are. And to all my members of the channel and partners of the channel, I really appreciate you being part of the channel and or members of the channel. It really does help and makes it all worthwhile to be clear with you guys. So thank you for that. We'll leave you with this. I'll see you guys in the next stream, hopefully on Wednesday or Thursday. Peace out.